Hello everyone, welcome back. The topic for today is configuration factor or C factor from composite from operative dentistry. So what do you mean by configuration factor? So it is a three-dimensional configuration of the prepared cavity and it was introduced by Felser et al. In 1987. So what is the definition for the configuration factor? So it is nothing but it is a ratio of the numbers of the bonded surface to the number of unbonded surface or the free surfaces in the dental restoration. So basically your configuration factor is nothing but it is a ratio that is over here. So this is a ratio that is bonded walls upon the unbonded walls. Now what do you mean by this bonded walls and unbonded walls? So in this diagram, so this is a picture of your tooth. Now for example, if there are caries involved in this tooth, so this is like the caries which is involving the occlusal surfaces. So in this will be your class 1 cavity according to GV Black, which is involving only the occlusal surface. And after this what you do is you just remove the caries and then you do the restoration with the help of composites. So over here now, this is the restoration that we have done with the composites. So now in this, so bonded surfaces will be the surfaces of the tooth which are bonded with the composite. So now in this class 1, you'll see that your composite, it will be present over here and it is bonded to the tooth over here. It will be present near this pulpal wall. So basically like your cavity, it has 6 walls. That is your pulpal wall, then your mesial wall, distal wall, then over here there will be facial or buccal wall. The next side will be your lingual wall and upwards it will be the occlusal wall. So now in this, the bonded surfaces are nothing but the surfaces of the tooth which are bonded to the composite material, and unbonded are the ones which are the free surfaces. That means the tooth, it is the composite, it is not bonded to the tooth surface. That becomes your unbonded wall. So C factor is nothing but it is a ratio of these bonded walls upon this unbonded walls. So now we are going to see what are the C factors for the various classes. So now we know we have this various classes which are given by GV Black. So we are going to see each one of them in details, like for class 1, what is the C factor? For class 2, what will be the C factor? So in this now you can see over here, so this is a pictorial diagram which is given in your Studer 1. So in class 1, the C factor will be 5. Now how? So now we have seen like what exactly a configuration factor is. So configuration factor, it is the bonded walls upon the unbonded walls. So now in this class 1 cavity, so according to GV Black, class 1 cavity is the one which is involving, so the caries which is involving only like one wall. So over here it can be the occlusal wall. So over here this is the class 1 cavity in which the cavity, it is involving the occlusal wall. So now in this, it will be like the bonded surfaces will be 5. So now in this, you can see over here, so this one, the above one is your occlusal wall. Over here, this is your pulpal wall. This is the distal wall, mesial wall. Over here, the one which is facing us is the buccal wall, and the one over here, this is the lingual wall. So these are your 6 surfaces. Now in this class 1 cavity, only the occlusal like wall, it is involved. So over here now you're going to fill your cavity with the composite. So now you can see over here when you're filling your cavity, so the mesial wall, it will be bonded to your tooth surface. Then the distal wall will also be bonded to your tooth surface. Buccal wall will also be bonded. Lingual will be also bonded, and the pulpal will also be bonded. So over here this 5 is nothing but 5 surfaces. They are bonded to the tooth. So the composite is bonded to the tooth. But now occlusal, you will see the composite is not bonded to the tooth, but instead it is bonded all over to the composite. So that becomes a unbonded wall. So it is 5 by 1. So the ratio is coming as 5. So for class 1, the C factor is 5. Now the next is the class 2 cavity. Now according to GV Black, class 2 is nothing but the proximal surfaces are involved with the occlusal surface. So now in this, there will be 2 surfaces which are involved. So it will be like the mesial surface is involved or the distal surface is involved with the occlusal surface. So this is like, so class 2 is basically involvement of the proximal wall in the posterior teeth. Now in this, the C factor will be 2. Now how? So in this, there will be 4 walls which are bonded to the surface. Now over here you can see this is your class 2 cavity. So now when you're filling this with the composite, so you'll see that over here, so in this is like for example the mesial involvement. So this is a mesio-occlusal cavity preparation. So now over here when you're filling your cavity with the composite, so over here the distal will be bonded to the tooth surface. Then the lingual, the buccal and the pulpal will be like bonded to the tooth surface. But now the occlusal one and the mesial wall, it is not bonded to the tooth surface. Instead, it is just bonded to your composite. So over here, 2 will be your unbonded surface and 4 will be your bonded surface. So in this, the C factor is 2. Now, for example, if it is a class 2 mesio-occlusal and distal like involvement, so in this case, the configuration factor will be 1. Now, why? Because now in this, like for example, over here, so these two walls, that is both your proximal wall, that is the distal wall, and the mesial wall, and the occlusal wall is also involved in the case of your mode preparation. So in this, we'll see that over here, like as we have seen in this, the mesial wall, like it was unbonded. So now in this cavity preparation, that is your mode preparation, the distal wall is also like unbonded. So because of that, 3 will be bonded and 3 will be unbonded. So because of this, the configuration factor, it will be 1. So this is the configuration factor for your class 2 cavity, which is like an ideal one, that is mesio-occlusal or disto-occlusal, and this is one is for your class 2 mode preparation, that is 1. Now the next is the class 3 cavity preparation. Now class 3 cavity preparation is the proximal wall which is involved in the anterior teeth and it is not involving the incisal edge. So that becomes your class 3 according to GV Black. Now in this, the configuration factor is 1 because now over here 3 walls are bonded and 3 walls are unbonded. So now over here, this is your class 3 cavity preparation. So in this you will see that, so for example over here, this is your mesial wall, this will be your axial wall. Over here, this will be your cervical wall, occlusal or the incisal wall, then the buccal and the lingual wall. So in this, now you will see when you're doing the when you're filling this cavity with the composite. So over here, the axial wall, it is bonded to the tooth surface. Then over here, your incisal wall will also be bonded to the tooth surface. Then your pulpal wall will also be bonded to the tooth surface, pulpal or you can say cervical. But now over here, the buccal and the lingual wall walls, they are not bonded to the tooth surface, and over here the mesial wall is also not bonded. So because of this, 3 are bonded and 3 are unbonded. So because of this, your configuration factor is 1. So this is the class 3 cavity, which is nothing but the proximal walls of your anterior teeth, and the configuration factor for your class 3 will be 1. The next is the class 4 cavity preparation. Now class 4 is nothing but same as of your class 3, but in this the incisal edge is also involved. In class 3 your incisal edge was not involved, but in class 4 your incisal edge is also involved. So now in this your configuration factor, it will be 0.5 because now in this only 2 walls they are bonded. In that we have seen like the cervical, it was bonded. Over here also it is bonded, but in this the difference will be now your incisal edge is lost. So that is the wall which is unbonded. So over here the bonded walls will be your cervical one and the one which is present axially, so that is nothing but 2, and unbonded will be the incisal one, then the mesial one, buccal and the lingual one in the case of your class 4, and that will be the configuration factor, that is nothing but 0.5 for your class 4 cavity. Now your class 4 cavity, it will be also present in two forms, that can be a rectangular form or the triangular form. Now the class 5 is one which is involving the cervical third of your tooth. So in this, the class 5, when it is a non-carious lesion, or it can be when it is like a class 6 sealant application type. So in that case, the configuration factor, it will be 0.2 because now in this only one wall is bonded and rest 5 walls they are unbonded. So that is for your class 5, in which the configuration factor is 0.2. So now you would be thinking like, why are we reading about this C factor? Because now this C factor, it has the clinical importance for your composite. Now we have said that the bonded surfaces are the ones in which the composite is bonded to your tooth surface. So now this surfaces, they are bonded to the composite micromechanically. And because of that, there can be stress generation along these areas. And as there is stress generation, that can lead to bond disruption because of polymerization shrinkage. Now we know the composite, they are having this major disadvantage of polymerization shrinkage. Now we know in composite we are like polymerizing the composite so that it can set with the help of the light cure. So now this is the major disadvantage, that when you're polymerizing the composite, it will shrink. So if there is shrinkage at the time of setting of your composite, so that can lead to bond disruption. So because of that, now you'll see that if the C factor is higher, So that will lead to more of the bond disruption. Now why? Because now if the C factor is more, so that means the bonded surfaces are more. Yes. So because of that, now as your composite is like touching more of the tooth surface, as it is getting bonded more to the tooth surface, so because of that there will be more stress generation, there will be more like bond disruption due to shrinkage. So because of that there will be more of the bond disruption. So this is the clinical implementation, that if the C factor is higher, so there will be more chances of bond disruption. So now we have seen in the class 1 the C factor was 5. So obviously in class 1 the bond disruption will be the highest and it will go on reducing. Now over here you can see, as your C factor is increasing, the bond disruption it will be more, and if your C factor is reducing, so that means the bond disruption will also reduce. So it is directly proportional. So this is about the C factor, that if your C factor is higher, there is more chances for the bond disruption, because in such cases your composite is like getting bonded more to the tooth surface. So now, which are the various ways in which you can minimize the polymerization shrinkage? So the first way can be you're starting a soft start polymerization instead of a high intensity light curing. So now we know about the composite, that first we are going to apply the etchant, then we are going to apply the bonding agent, and then we are going to apply the composite, and then we are going to set this composite with the help of the light curing. So now when you're light curing your composite, so it should have a soft start. That means you are going to cure the composite at low intensity instead of a high intensity. So it will be like initially you're starting with a low intensity light curing, and then with time you're going to like gradually increase the intensity. So because of that the shrinkage it will be minimized. The next way can be the incremental layering to reduce the effect of the shrinkage. So in this, now we know we are preparing the cavity. So in this like cavity, you're not going to do like you're going to fill whole of the cavity at once with the composite. So instead of that, what you can do is you can fill the cavity in increments. That means first you're going to like insert first increment of a composite, then you're going to cure that composite, then above that composite you're going to like put the second increment of your composite, and by such like incremental ways you can like reduce the shrinkage. So that is nothing but the second way in which you're doing the incremental layering of the composite, and by that you can reduce the shrinkage. The third way can be a stress breaking liner can be used, such as the filled adhesive, flowable composite, or the resin modified glass ionomer. So this is the third way in which you can use a liner which is a stress breaking. And the fourth one can be the application of a non or a low shrinking restorative material. So this is the fourth way in which you can like directly apply the restorative material which is non or low shrinking one. So this is about like the ways of minimizing the polymerization shrinkage of the composites. So this was all about the configuration factor. So this is all you need to write if you get a question on your configuration factor. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did then please like, comment, share and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.